fans, do you want to win your share of $100,000? Simply enter the houseofboxing.com Fight Night Prediction Challenge. Compete with boxing fans around the world. Simply head over to houseofboxing.com and sign up now.
This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with EmpireFights.1 houseofboxing.com. Delighted to be joined with a victorious Harlem Eubank and Chris Eubank Sr. Have that WBO strap round your waist. A victorious stoppage victory tonight. Dominant sort of 11 rounds or so before the stoppage. Firstly, Harlem, how delighted are you to have that strap round the waist and get that big victory in the homecoming in Brighton?
It's the stars have aligned. 11 years of blood, sweat and tears, and now I can sit down as the WBO global champion. Very happy with the performance. Timo is a tough, resilient warrior that's never been stopped before, and he's faced some of the best fighters in the world at 140. So I showed what I can do in there and dropped him early and took him out of there late. I showed I can go the distance and I still carry the power late. Showed I can dance, I can move. I've been learning the craft for 11 years and I got a chance to display it there tonight. Going to 147 now. This is 140. My legs were cramping in there from round 6. Had to get Charlie to massage out my legs in between rounds to continue. But that's what we do. We go in there and we do anything we can to come out on top, and that's what I've done tonight.
I did want to touch on the 4th round where you obviously had him down, had him really hurt, tried to go for the finish, didn't quite get off in the 4th round, just managed to survive. After that couple of rounds, sort of slowed down a little bit. Was it hard? Did you have to sort of, was it important to sort of guard against sort of not getting tired and sort of getting back into the fight and then eventually getting the stoppage? Was it sort of just trying to manage the energy levels in there really?
We know he's a tough individual who's he's been down before and comes back strong. That's what I was prepared for. So I hurt him early, and took my time and showed the crowd more parts of my game and displayed what I could do, and then took him out when he was ready to go.
Chris, just want to bring you in. Harlem has that WBO strap around his waist. How proud are you to see that performance out there, to see that homecoming, everything that aligned with it? You must be so delighted.
Delighted. That is the word. Yeah. He 11 days ago he was 156 in weight. 10 days later he made 140. I heard his body rattling. I heard his bones rattling. Well, the ears are the mechanism, the mind does the hearing. My mind heard his bones rattling. For him to be fighting at 140 was just ridiculous. Okay. Now, for him to get through this fight, and I told him nothing because I didn't want to interfere with the way he does things, so I just left him to get on with it. And coming through that guy was like a choo-choo train. He wasn't stopping, And in boxing, boxing, a guy who doesn't stop coming, even though you're beating him every round, he beat him every round. Even though you're beating him every round, if a fighter keeps on coming at you, and when you have to lose that type of weight, it can break your heart. And he came through it. So that's the perfect warm-up for Conor Benn. So, he's had his warm-up at 154. This fight now, the public is demanding it. And why wouldn't they demand it? I say it's the right fight. And I know because my career is not in question. I've had a sterling career, and my conduct and behavior right the way through it puts me in a position to actually tell the public that's a real fight between two very talented fighters. Chris Eubank Jr. was a fantastic fighter, is a fantastic fighter, but he's too heavy. Okay, he is a 168-pound fighter. For him to get down to 160 now is too much for him. So Conor would be fighting someone who has lost his punch resistance, which was proven with this Mr. Smith. Again, I don't talk against my son. I'm there to protect him because I know how dangerous this young man is in Conor Benn. I know how dangerous he is. 147 fights 147. Leave Junior alone.
One thing I did want to say to you, Chris, is you just mentioned about all the things that Harlem went through with the weight and everything, especially the fight tonight. Obviously, the things outside the ring as well. Do you feel like it's a testament to his character? Your character could never be questioned, and feel the same for Harlem as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. He has a different personality from many of the fighters today. They're interested in bling. They're interested in instant gratification. They're interested in, cars. I said to him, "Do you want to be named Humble Harlem?" He said, I don't care about that. And I don't care about talking. What I care about is actually fighting and showing people what I've learned over the last 11 years. The man is an artist. Okay? So an artist fighting another young artist in this Conor Benn is the fight to be made. If it's not made, then the public are actually, they're missing out. They're being fooled. They're being fooled into watching something which is like a fantasy fight. The weights are wrong, and the age, my son is 34 now. It's the wrong fight. This is the right fight. And the right fight is what we want to talk about, and I would like you, if you're fans of mine, if not boxing, then my behavior, because that has been sterling. I teach by example. Then, inundate Conor Benn, inundate his social media with the news that he's got to get his license. Whoever is stopping him from going and getting his license is misleading him. And how can he not see this? So back me up, help him out. And as for calling him Harry, don't do that. This is WBO Global Dreadlocks, global champion. Well on it, champion.
Harlem, if Conor Benn would have been watching that tonight, what do you think he's thinking after that performance?
Run and hide as much as he can, because I'm a man that's, the first one to stop Timo there. He'll know the threat after that. I can box, I can move, and, if it gets up close and personal, I can fight too. So Conor Benn, he was meant to be, apparently he had a seat here tonight, and he didn't show, so I expect him to be hiding in the shadows, and that's the only way he's safe.
And if you think that was something, wait till you see him actually not having to lose 20 pounds. When he only has to lose maybe 10 pounds or 8 pounds, you better watch out, Dreadlocks. You better watch out, because we are come for you. Oh, sorry. It's my mother's tongue again. It comes through. You'd better watch out, because we're not playing. We're real, and we are a terror. And the procedure will be parliamentary. Rastafari.
Chris, you've talked about in the previous interviews about the WBO belt, that when you had it, that people sort of back in there, people didn't. You sort of made the WBO belt big. To see Harlem hold a WBO belt as well, show how proud you are.
This is my surrogate son. He lost his father. I lost my brother. I'm with my son. How proud am I? I am ecstatic. I am wowed. I am delighted.
Obviously, Harlem lost your dad in the build-up to this fight. Sort of how emotional was it tonight going out there, and that emotion brought in the ring to get this win? And obviously, you see Sebastian there, shirt behind him. All these things that are built up, all these things that build your character, build into the man that you are today. How much are you sort of proud of yourself tonight, putting that performance after everything that has overcome?
A lot of emotion. I wish they were here to celebrate with me, because this moment would have meant a lot to them. They've seen me work and dedicate my life to the sport for 11 years, and this would have meant the world to them tonight. So I'm emotional, and I know that they'd be proud of me looking down. So I want to continue to make them proud, and I'm gonna continue to do that.
Absolutely, just please wrap this up. Chris, final message to anyone watching, especially if it could be the numpty that usually said Conor Benn?
I'm not calling them numpties. He's calling them numpties.
You call them numpties?
That's what they are.
Well, you see, because, Conor decided to give him a name, so he's given his team, Conor's team, the name. And how can you deny that it's wrong? He doesn't have a license. No man's land means you're nowhere. You don't have a belt. Conor, you don't have a belt. To get a belt, you have to get a license. You got people talking to you about making money. What about your legacy? Your dad is all about legacy. That's why he wants to win over any Eubank. But it never gonna happen, dreadlocks. It's not happening. No. Because we're the best. We're simply the best. I just saw.
Chris, Harlem, well on the win tonight. A first one, obviously, under your guidance, Chris. Well done for both of you, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. The rest is
sorry. I must say, it's this wasn't really
official guidance. Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, this Charlie, his trainer, is to be commended for this performance. He's the one who's worked with him. I've come in to actually explain how to make him now the level that he's going to be, the level that's going to shock the world. And we're going to start with that Conor Benn first. Nigel, come to the fight. I'd like to see you. And always, again, show you my respect. Because it winds you up. It winds you up terrible. Hey, I'm sorry you're that way, but I can't help it. I can't help being who I am, and it's really funny. Like getting back to the point. The point is, Conor. There was a movie with Denzel Washington. It was called No Way Out. Yeah, you were in the same position. You only can come through this man here. And double check and triple check who's giving you this advice. I have my King's Counsel here. His name is Zafar Ali. You have the ability to have him, for him to write a letter, it's like £15,000. I'll give you the use of my KC, King's Counsel, my counsel. He's the best. He's simply the best. Rastafari.
Chris, Harlem, well on the win tonight. Thank you, and all the best for the rest of the weekend. I'm sure we'll be catching up soon. Thank you. Cheers.